Right, good news. Is Broken Arrow recovering? Yeah, I mean, it's still mostly negative, but that 27% is a lot higher than the 21% I saw it earlier this month. Now, you can see that the sort of base content and discontent is usually rather similar. So people are usually going like, you know, 10 for 10 on average. I guess there's more negative than there is positive overall, but we've finally seen that change where you've got more positive than negative, and that is the 30th of July. That's when the update came out, and that is exactly what it's thanks to. It'd be good to read some of the negative reviews that, by the way, if you thought that the game with the old vanilla update was awful and you really like this update, then you should change your review, because that is fair. That is responding to the devs giving you what you've asked for. So yeah, you definitely should change your review if your opinion of the state of the game has changed. But not everybody's happy, and that's what I want to talk about today. Mr. Beagle. Right, let's get to a bit of background. When I first started doing this YouTube, Beagle actually reached out to me, helped me out with a few things, and we played a few games together. And to be honest, we made a couple of videos together, and I thought we were getting along very well. Then essentially he went quiet, and we haven't done anything since the very, very early days, which is a bit of a shame, because I thought we were getting along very nicely, and I thought that he seemed like a pretty good bloke. He's from Australia, by the way, if you didn't know. Yeah, he seemed absolutely sound, but this kind of shocked me. This isn't my reactions, by the way. I hate the pregnant man emoji. This is somebody sent me the screenshot, so clearly they were one of the ones who reacted like this. But we've got to analyze this, because it's kind of pissed me off a little bit. Between caving to the review bombing, so that in itself, by the way, yeah, okay, so some people do review bomb things, but the vast majority of players leaving negative reviews were rational, good people. Again, when you actually read the reviews, so back here, they're very sound, logical, good explanations to their discontent of the game, which is very, very fair. If you can read Russian, enjoy that one as well. This one says it very, very nicely. Unhealthy amount of hours into, changing, testing the PT. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. The beauty of that is that, we got those people got what they wanted. So again, they should probably change the thing. So the review bombing is absolutely not what the vast majority of people are who leave negative reviews. Again, the vast majority of people who are genuinely disappointed in the game. And hey, if you're disappointed in something, you should say, because that is the only way you will inspire change. If you're happy with something, you should say, because that is the only way that you indicate to the devs that you're content with the direction they're going in. It is that straightforward. I hate people who say, oh, by leaving a negative review, you're killing the game. Absolutely not, because I've spoken to the CEO, Serega, and he himself said, you know what, I'd rather the honest, hard truth than people sugarcoating it, and we never fix the game. Now that we've got this overwhelming negative review, or we had the overwhelming negative review, we can actually, go from there. We know where we stand. So that is obviously a very logical, smart way to think about it. Obviously, as we can see here, it's a huge majority that are discontent, but people like Beagle were happy with the vanilla, and that is absolutely fine. But the rest of this is just kind of outrageous. Felix is a scapegoat for everything. No, because that is the truth. You can't say that when something is the truth that it's a scapegoat. No, that is just the logical explanation, because with Felix, he wanted to take the game in a more arcadey direction. The rest of STB wants to, the CEO included, wants to make it more PTE and hardcore. Now, you might not like that, you might disagree with that, but it's the truth, and saying that as it's a scapegoat for that is just absolutely bizarre and ridiculous. Gutless and incompetent. Well, you know what? Incompetent, possibly. That's a very fair point. Gutless, potentially, because in all fairness, they were fanning around, trying to be safe, and now they finally got this clear vision and direction that they want to go in. So maybe it used to be gutless, but definitely not anymore. And actually, doing something that might upset you, doesn't that take balls? Anyway, I'm genuinely shocked. Okay, bit dramatic, mate. STB could go any lower than when I gave up on the game last year. So he's not been playing at all, which is kind of crazy. So to comment this whilst not playing the game regularly is quite a big statement in itself, and it really annoys me. I've been playing the game pretty much every day for the past since it came out, and you know it's had its ups and downs, but at least I've got the experience to appreciate the sort of history and the timeline. STB have definitely not gone lower. As we see, it's a big improvement. We've got another little survey here to show you. The vast majority, so what is that? 14% are not happy. I don't know how many people are neutral. I didn't put a neutral option deliberately just to say, you know, pick a side. But in the future I will do. And you can see that obviously, yeah, the vast majority of people are happy. Out of 1,000 people, which considering the game has a regular, on average, like, you know, 4,000 people. Actually, why don't we get out Steam B and find out the stats for ourselves. Okay, here we go. Steam DB it is. You can see this is a 6-month. This is when PTE first came out, 30th of March, and now we're in 30th of July. As you can see, the average player count is, we'll call it between 5,000 on average. And so when you have 1,000 people vote, and I'm sure these votes will get higher, but it's already quite a good sample size, in my opinion. There's also a lot of closed voting on the private STB, and again, all the feedback is saying that this is absolutely the right direction to go in. So again, we're gonna have to select Beagle here because he is barking up the wrong tree at all. STB should not be ashamed. This is fantastic. This is absolutely, they're recovering from a humongous bomb backlash. Yeah, correct. And this new direction is not awful. It's not a prank. It is just making the game much better. But honestly, more important than teasing the game to me before killing it again. Okay, well, he's entitled to his opinion, but again, killing it is absolutely not what's happening. I'm genuinely appalled by the way you let Felix take all the flak. No, it is credit where credit due and criticism where criticism is due. You know, that is how the world works. Satan and his own bloody dev team doesn't listen to him anyway. Well, he is the lead dev, so they didn't really have that much choice in the matter. It's not pathetic. It's not gutless card behavior. It is fantastic and okay, ironic he complains about review bombing, and this is exactly what he's doing here. But yeah, I mean, I know what he's saying, that obviously the reviews is the only thing that STB listen to. It's not the case. They do actually care about your opinion and the charts. And again, I've seen that firsthand after speaking to the devs. You can really see the passion, the true care, the desire to make this actually great. Not so much, you know, about business. They just want to make this like, it's a passion. It started off 5 years ago as a passion project. You don't just go like after 5 years, oh, whatever, fuck this, all these guys are idiots. No, clearly they're listening and responding to the negative feedback, and yeah, you can tell that the devs really do care. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. There's a lot of people complaining. It seems like no matter what you do, there will always be someone complaining. That is just life, to be fair. I honestly think that this update is, it's got its flaws, absolutely has got its flaws, but it is absolutely going in the right direction. When the hardcore version hits, which is going to make everything even more lethal, I expect more casual players are going to be annoyed because it's going to make it less casual friendly, for sure, but it's going to make it a lot more warlike, a lot more realistic, a lot more lethal, a lot more dopamine. It's addictive. You know when you get a one-shot 360 no-scope, right? How satisfying is that? This is the sort of thing I can compare it to. So on that note, on that bombshell, it's time to end this quick little video. Cheers. Bye-bye.